Welcome to TNT Goes Boom. This is map 26, Monastery. This is a fairly non-linear map. It's kind of winds around. I mean, it's linear in the sense that you have to go get one key and then the next, but so you don't really have a choice of the order that you're going to do that in. But there's a lot of winding and meandering. It can be a little bit confusing. So it's kind of pseudo nonlinear. In any case, this labyrinth area that we're going through is going to have, I think, 9 monsters in it that we're going to hunt down and kill. And maybe 8, I can't remember. I think they're all taken care of. We'll go get that blue key later. In the meantime, let's continue to this hallway. There's some dark areas. It's kind of hard to see the monsters in there, so they're kind of a pain in the butt. It'd be nice if we had the night vision goggles, but we don't get it until after we have mostly cleared this area. I mean, I suppose we could get it, jump in and get it, but we have to kind of jump into a room before we cleared out this area. It's nice to have a low damage roll there. And the super shotgun is right here. And of course, I am sitting here with an uneven amount of ammo, which does not please me. So let's do that. Hey, thanks for fighting, guys. Appreciate it. Ooh, nice. Another low damage roll. I've gotten real lucky with those Revenant rockets that I've been eating. The Revenants do 10 to 80 damage. And of course, with the green armor, you're going to take 2/3 of that to your health and 1/3 to the armor. And then with the blue armor, you'll take half and half. And when I say a roll, it's a range of 10 to 80, but it's not a continuous roll. I think what happens is it'll pick a number from 1 to 8 and then multiply that by 10. And in fact, it's not actually random like a dice roll, but rather there's a table that gets looked up. And I'm not exactly sure how it looks, but there's basically a table of like scattered numbers that get, they're basically looked up, and then the random number is determined from that. So it's a kind of pseudo-random. So basically imagine that, I don't think this is exactly how it works, but imagine that someone made a list of numbers from 1 to 10 and just wrote them in a somewhat random fashion, and then on a chart, and then when you needed to pick a random number, you looked up the next number on that chart. So that's how it works, as opposed to true randomness. I'm hoping I can get some infighting here. Great. Okay, while they're doing that, I'll just shoot that guy. We'll use some chain gun ammo. So we're going to come in here. We can't progress, but we're going to just come here to pick up the the rocket launcher. Ow. And we'll go ahead and pick that up. It's a waste of 5 health, but we'll pick it up anyway. And that's a waste of a couple of shells, but we'll pick that up anyway. It could have grabbed all that later. We're going to be coming back here once we get the yellow key, but no big deal. All right, let's continue on. We are going to... I'm so confused. Okay, so we came out of this door. This is where we went and got the Berserk pack. This is where the secret is, and that's where that this is the end. This is when we get the red key. We'll progress down here. Go into this blue line door. You don't actually need a key for this. And we come to this little pool of lava, which we're going to need to cross. Yeah, the guy's a real pain in the butt. I think it's a kind of universal feeling that everybody hates Lost Souls. They're really tanky. They have a ton of hit points. They're not that difficult, but they're really annoying. Making the pain elemental one of the most annoying monsters. Alright, so these windows, we're going to come in here in a moment, but in the meantime, let's just keep our eye out. We'll sometimes get sniped by chain gunners or other monsters who are in the windows there. So let's just be aware of that. We don't need to focus on it. Let's just fire some rockets here to take care of these guys. And now that we've cleared that out, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, let's skip the chainsaw since we have the reserve pack. I'll go ahead and pick this up, even though I'm at 78. Just top up. There are monsters coming out of the corners everywhere, coming out of the woodwork, and they're really hard to see in here. I do know that there is a pain elemental up ahead. So I'll just get right in his face and jump on top of his exploding body. That switch is going to open a door there, as well as open this passage here, leading to another cave, or another tunnel. Tunnel? Cave tunnel? I'm not sure what's the best way to describe this. Yeah, like a cavern tunnel? I don't know. Anyways, this one's kind of long. A bunch of monsters in here. We're going to need to come to this blue door in a little bit once we get the key. There is going to be an arch file at the end. And a secret. And plus lots of hard to see spectators. Pick that up. Okay. So, there's a, it's kind of hard to see if there's a rock there. An archvile is going to come out of that. I would normally probably just kill him with a rocket launcher, but I'm going to actually show you just, so I want to stand right here in this doorway so he doesn't come past me. And then whenever he does his flame attack, I can just move out of the way easily. So I want to stand here so he doesn't move past me and come here and be a pain in the butt and start resurrecting guys. And also it's a place where I can hide from him. So that's the strategy. So the reward is the yellow key. This was from the original maze that we started in, or the labyrinth. And then this candle shows a secret. Hey, 98 health, that's pretty good. We'll just go ahead and pick that up now and continue on our way. We're going to go back to that room where the yellow door is, where we got the rocket launcher. And I'm just bumping it. Whoops, I just passed that. I'm bumping into the walls a lot. But before we actually go in there, let's go into this. Let's click this to pre-lower it, and then go over here. Clicking that button is going to lower the wall here. This technically isn't a secret here, but this will lead to a secret later when we get the red key, which we need to open the door behind us. But what it does do is it allows us to just get in here and kill all these guys that are on the other side of the yellow door. It's not a super dangerous area or anything like that, but they're kind of a pain in the butt. So that's the red door. We're going to need that later. And it looks like we're stuck, but we're not. We just walk through the wall. And it looks like we're stuck. We're not. We just teleport. And that brings us to the door, and we go in to where the yellow key is. Whoops, we just opened the door. We don't need to push the button. And that cacodemon is in the way. And wouldn't you know it, but there is a ambushing revenant right there. Let's grab his equipment. And this is going to lead us to an ambush here. So let's get rid of this butthole. And when we kind of go to the right here, the walls are going to lower, revealing some Hell Knight. I think 2 Hell Knights there, a cacodemon there, and a spider around the corner. So, yeah, there it is. And we will use the super shotgun to kill him, just as a matter of honor. And we get the reward of the blue key. Let's continue down here. I was going to say being aware of the snipers outside, and then I just walked right. I put my face right in that imp fireball. That was an unfortunate series of Revenant rockets right to the face, 2 in a row. Anyways, this is a secret here. You can see the walls clean. This is going to lead us to the backpack secret, which I wish I had gotten before I picked up those bullets, because I think I wasted a bunch, but not a big deal. And then this is going to lead us to the original labyrinth. And then we're going to just go to the tunnel that opened up earlier where the blue door was. But we want to just have the chain gun ready because it's going to teleport us to an open area with a lot of snipers and a couple of revenants. So I want to just kind of stay mobile. Stay mobile. Let's focus, as usual, on taking down the hit scan. I think there's only a few. Yeah, there's only 3 hit scan. And having taken care of them, now we can take out this revenant. I think there's only 1 revenant. This is probably the most difficult fight in this map, and just in the big scheme of things of Doom 2 maps, it's not big. Doom 2 ambushes is really not that difficult at all, but it's certainly easy to make a mistake, get trapped. You even could see when I was running around, I got stuck on this, and you just get hit in the butt by 1 or 2 Revenant rockets. You get just sniped and whittled away by chain gunner fire, and it's easy to die. It's not difficult to die here. So be careful, stay mobile, have a plan when you come to this kind of area. We're going to click this button, and it's going to, where is it? It's going to reveal a teleporter to get out of here. Here it is. It's actually closer than I thought. It's kind of interesting. It's like only a chunk of a teleporter. In any case, that brings us to here. We now have the red key. So we want to go back in here, and once again, click this. So I'm just doing this because that door only lasts for a certain amount, is lowered for a certain amount of time. And if you wait for the other elevator to raise and lower, you just don't have enough time. What's in here? It's a couple of buttholes, so I'm going to just rocket them. Especially that Revenant. I don't want to mess around with him. So this brings us to here. Just be careful. This is trapped. This is damaging floor. And I guess this will probably crush you, but worse, it will trap you and you will get stuck and die in the damaging floor. Let's go to the end of this hall where the blue is. And this is going to take us into the temple proper. No, the red. Sorry, this is the red key. So this brings us here. There's some guards. We'll murder them. and their little dog as well. That is not damaging floor there. So something I get annoyed with on a map, and even in a map set, is when there's inconsistent use of damaging floor image. Like, you know, in some areas this kind of floor is damaging terrain, and others it's not. I just think it's, I don't want to say it's sloppy or whatever. I mean, because maybe it's done on purpose. But I don't like it because I feel like as a player, I want to have a consistent signal. And even, you know, I suppose sometimes map sets are made by different people, and they have you know, different themes, and so I suppose it's, you know, it can be understandable that they're not going to all have the same indication of the damaging terrain, but still, I just find it annoying. Oh God, the humanity, that chain gunner. All right, where is he? No, he's in hell. Okay, I'm gonna try to get these two. Oh God, these two butts are totally separated. I want them together so I can. I'm just being cheap with my rockets. I want them together so I can get some splash damage. They're not going to cooperate. This is kind of annoying. Yeah, I have plenty of rockets, so I'm going to stop fucking around. Yeah, the first time I was practicing this map, I didn't realize there was two of those guys, and so I rocketed one of them down because I'd woken one of them up and I'd rocketed him down. And then I was like, saw the other one and I rocketed. I was like, next time I'm totally going to get them together to save the rockets, and then they just won't cooperate. When we approach that area, two Mancubus are going to appear. Yeah, there they are. Oh, I almost face rocketed. And when we press this button, an arc file is going to come. You can see I was a little bit quick on the trigger with rockets. I wasted a couple, but no problem. At the top of the stairs, there's a lot of hit scans right in the face. This isn't really a difficult fight, but it's kind of a nasty trap. I just like to get the chain gun ready, and it's no problem. And there is a chain gunner on the other side of this pillar, but before we can get to him, these walls are going to lower, revealing some cacodemons. Oh, and imps too. So again, I just want to use this, because it's a narrow space, I want to use this chain gun to stun as much as possible. It's not impossible to dodge their shots in that narrow space, but it's, you know, kind of hit or miss. I think the best strategy is just stunning the shit out of them. There's another elevator going up. There's going to be a couple of lost souls on there, so just shotgun them. And then we're going to get into another kind of temple area, and there's monsters down the hallways there, and then there's two shotgunners in cages right there. So let's see if we can get them first, so we're not getting shot in the butt. And I think we have a good amount of rockets, so let's face rocket. Great. Same thing on this side. I don't know if it's exactly the same monsters, but yeah, that was another close face rocket. I know you can't see it, but I can tell I pressed the button like a split second early, and it was dangerous. Maybe we want to shoot some of these guys out here. Oh, hey, that was nice. Thank you. You're so helpful. Thank you. This is definitely not necessary, and but it's kind of fun. Okay, there's going to be a little, I don't know, cathedral, and there's going to be 4 Hell Knights and an Archvile. So just spam rockets. Whoa, lucky me, I got him with the last rocket. Okay, we're near the end. Oh, hey, I didn't see these rockets here too. Near the end, so we'll open this, and that's going to open this door. There's a bunch of spiders in this courtyard surrounding this cathedral thing, and then a bunch of hit scanners and imps on the outskirts. Looking in. So it's kind of interesting. The original map of this, that this is based on, actually starts you off in an outside area like this, that kind of is reminiscent of this, with that kind of little structure there, that little shrine kind of thing. Ooh. And then you go into the temple and go all the way down in, and then come back out. But this one, I guess, just starts you in the temple, and then you fight your way out only. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. Just interesting how it is distinct. Okay, we pretty much got this. I mean, unless I completely screw up, I think we are good to go. And this is the exit right here. So in order to activate that, we will just click this button. Activate it to lower that gate. That would be funny if this guy killed me. Okay, I think that's... Oh no, there's one guy alive. Who? There's someone out here. I think it's a lost soul somewhere. There's someone alive up here. Oh, I hear. There was a lost soul there. Okay. So let's talk about what just happened. Normally, if you're doing a UVmax speedrun, if that happened, you'd be hosed, and I think you would just start over. I'm not a speedrunner, but I just imagine if you miss the monster and you have to go back, you're not gonna do a speedrun. But since we're not trying to, break a time record, I'm going to go ahead and just keep this. And also because if I had spent 5 minutes wandering around looking for that guy, I probably would have just re-recorded. But because I was able to find him in a matter of seconds, I'll keep it. But yeah, so technically, as for your UV Max speedrun, you got to get all monsters and all secrets. You don't need to get all items, but in order to do so, obviously, you have to get all the monsters. And Lost Souls don't count; they're not necessary for it. But in GZ Doom, or UZ Doom, which is what I'm using, the port that I'm using, it does count them. So just, for completion, for showing that, whatever it was, 213 out of 213 and getting the 100% kills, I'll go ahead and do that. But there are source ports like DSDA Doom, which I think do not count the Lost Souls for kills. I think DSDA is specifically made for speedrunning. I think that's why it does that. But in any case, this is a pretty fun map. It's got a couple of kind of pretty cool fights and a lot of rockets, just rocket the shit out of monsters. I really, that kind of shooting rockets, just spamming rockets into that cathedral against those Hell Knights and the Archvile, to me, is really satisfying. And in any case, thanks for joining, and I will see you for the next map.